हाँ read, but it is better for you.
We thought of two ideas basically on which you want to present. So the first one is called a magic box. So similar to what you had like a studio in a suitcase, it's called a magic box. The contents of the magic box would include a Google Glass. So a Google Glass which the AE or the person who is going to the customer's end, he can wear so that we are able to see the reaction of the audience when we are presenting. The second, you need to have a holographic projector so that the experience of the customer is much better.
Okay, we can go and join.
The second is that you can have a holographic projector wherein the customer experience is better. Third is in the holographic projector you should have an option so that you can change the persona who is presenting. So it might be Kumar who is presenting here, but if you want Sunny Leone to be visible on the other side, the customer sees who's actually presenting. The third one is visual cues are very important. So you need to have a high definition motion sensing and voice recognition camera at the customer's end. So when the customer wants to interact, they can do simple things like if they like anything, they can just raise their hand like a Connect camera so that the customer can raise their hand or give a thumbs down, give a thumbs up so that we can recognize, and that comes up on a small widget on a dashboard which gives you a real-time feedback, also gives you a feel of how social it is, so that you know how the presentation is going on a real-time basis. And once one of the people at the customer starts doing it, it actually prompts others to get involved, right? So that can be done. The fourth thing is a smartwatch. So smartwatches are there which have sensors for different things like heart rate, perspiration, and you can either have the AE wearing it, or if it is feasible, have 2, 3 and have the customer wearing it. So then you get a feedback from them, even without them saying anything. You get a feedback from them saying that how they are feeling about the presentation. If something is said during the presentation and is liked by everyone, if a joke is cracked during the presentation is liked by everyone, at least we can know as a feedback without anyone actually telling us how that works. You can also have apps on that smartwatch which will actually enable you to swipe and present from the smartwatch itself.
In fact, if they're lying about their infrastructure, we can have a lie detector. If they're lying about the right infrastructure, we'll know.
Okay. So another idea is to have a So this is all at the presenter set. So So our personas was the presenter. So when we say simplify at our end, we can have all the complex. So one way of simplifying is take the simplicity to the customer and bring the complexity inside, right? Because we are people who are tech savvy. We can handle a little bit of technology, but the customer can't. So all this we are telling from a persona of a presenter's perspective, right? So the next is having an air mouse. So air mouse where you can actually have a remote kind of thing on which you can actually type. So if you are doing a demo, instead of going to the keyboard, going and clicking to the keyboard, you just move that air mouse in the air, bring it to the right text box and start typing with that remote itself. So it makes the presentation very, very seamless.
Like Mystery's TED thing. 6
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And then have a social widget on running, which is like a ticker or a feeds, which gives the customer information about if you're looking at a presentation for, let's say, Ariba, how many other customers are currently looking at Ariba, in what industries they are. So the idea is it might distract the customer a little, but also it will give them a feel of how cool this solution is. So because it will be a setup which looks like what you use in a Facebook, where you have feeds coming on one side and other information coming on the right hand side, and the actual information or the presentation that you want to see in the middle. So this was our idea for the magic.
Pratul, one more point. The advantage of this side ticker would be, suppose that how many customers using Ariba, that is one thing, and who all other customers are using Field Glass, the other, so where we can upsell or the related solutions also.
Yeah.
People who bought Ariba
also tend to buy.
Yes. So one simple ticker query.
Right. Right. So this was the first idea.
Swami
This was the first idea.
This was the first idea, so I know we
So
included a
rich
lot
in
of those.
features that we thought it was some half a dozen idea.
It's all in a box.
It's all in a box. It's all in a box.
The
One
AI is
point.
going to be
So-
very strong. Yeah. Clear point.
Alright.
Can you make A also there? When he says D is qualified and closed now, we can actually figure out his line or not.
Lie detector will be.
We were,
Just make it your own.
Rajesh, we were also thinking if